What if Serena Williams returned to Wimbledon in 2026? Imagine the moment. Center court is filled to capacity. Every seat is occupied. Every camera is focused on the famous player's entrance. The anticipation is unlike anything tennis has witnessed in years. Then it happens. The crowd rises as one. Out walks Serena Williams. Nearly 4 years after stepping away from professional tennis, the 7-time Wimbledon champion returns to the tournament that helped define her extraordinary career. 23 Grand Slam singles titles, countless records, decades of dominance. At 44 years old, she walks back onto the grass with the confidence that made her one of the greatest champions the sport has ever known. The applause echoes around the All England Club. Fans understand they are witnessing something special. Whether this comeback ends in victory or defeat, history is already being written. But across the net stands another story waiting to unfold. A 21-year-old rising star from the Philippines. Alex Eala has spent years building toward this moment. Long before the international headlines, she dedicated herself to endless training sessions, difficult tournaments, and the pursuit of a dream that once seemed almost impossible. Now, that dream has brought her face to face with one of tennis' greatest icons. The contrast could not be more dramatic. One player represents decades of greatness. The other represents the future. One has lifted Wimbledon trophies before packed crowds. The other hopes to create the defining victory of her young career. Around the world, millions of fans tune in. Tennis commentators describe it as the perfect meeting of generations, a legendary champion whose accomplishments shaped the modern game against one of its brightest emerging talents. No one knows what will happen. Will experience prevail? Or will youth announce the arrival of a new era? Every point feels significant. Every rally carries enormous weight. The atmosphere is electric. For Serena, this match represents another chance to prove that champions never stop competing. For Alex Eala, it is an opportunity to test herself against one of the greatest athletes the sport has ever produced. Whatever the outcome, both players step onto center court knowing they are about to create a moment tennis fans will remember for years to come. Sometimes sport delivers unforgettable endings. Sometimes it introduces unforgettable beginnings. And sometimes it gives us a match that reminds everyone why they fell in love with the game in the first place. In this imagined chapter of tennis history, Alex Eala's remarkable rise continued to capture the attention of fans around the world. When the latest rankings were announced, her steady climb reflected months of consistent performances and growing confidence. Every tournament had become another opportunity to prove that she belonged among the sport's elite, and every victory strengthened the belief that Philippine tennis was entering a new era. Supporters across the Philippines celebrated each milestone with enormous pride. For years they had dreamed of seeing one of their own compete on the grandest stages of the sport. Now, that dream seemed closer than ever. Yet Eala knew that rankings alone would never define her career. The greatest moments in tennis are earned one match at a time. Standing across the net was a familiar opponent, someone whose experience and resilience demanded complete concentration from the very first point. Their previous meeting had ended in disappointment, leaving lessons that stayed with Eala long after the match was over. She remembered every difficult rally, every missed opportunity, every lesson learned. Rather than allowing that defeat to discourage her, she used it as motivation. Months of training followed, with every practice session focused on becoming a more complete player. When they met again, she stepped onto the court with a different mindset. She was no longer the young player hoping for an upset. She had gained experience. She had developed confidence. Most importantly, she believed she belonged. The atmosphere was electric. Fans filled the stands long before the first serve, sensing they were about to witness something memorable. Every point was fiercely contested. Momentum shifted from one side of the net to the other as both players refused to surrender an inch of the court. The rallies became longer. The pressure intensified. Every game carried enormous significance. When the final point arrived, the crowd erupted in celebration. For Eala, it represented far more than a single victory. It symbolized growth. It proved that setbacks can become the foundation for future success. As she acknowledged the applause, another challenge already awaited. Waiting in the next round was one of the greatest names the sport had ever known. If this fictional story were to continue, the stage could not have been set any better. A rising star carrying the hopes of a nation. A legendary champion seeking one more unforgettable chapter. 2 generations. 1 court. 1 match. The tennis world could talk about nothing else. Every discussion centered on the same question. Would experience once again prevail? Or was the next generation ready to announce its arrival on one of the sport's biggest stages? Whatever happened next, the anticipation alone reminded everyone why tennis continues to produce stories that capture the imagination of millions around the world. The excitement surrounding Alex Eala at Wimbledon reached extraordinary levels long before she stepped onto the grass courts. Tennis analysts, former champions, and fans around the world were discussing her remarkable rise and wondering just how far the young Filipina could go. Every match seemed to generate new headlines, and every victory strengthened the belief that she was becoming one of the brightest young stars in professional tennis. Among those sharing their opinions was former world number 4 Greg Rusedski. Looking ahead to the draw, he believed Alex Eala had an excellent opportunity to advance through her opening match. He also discussed the possibility of a future meeting with Serena Williams if both players continued winning. His comments reflected the excitement many fans felt. A match between one of the greatest champions in tennis history and one of the sport's fastest rising young talents would have been a remarkable occasion. Former world number 1 Andy Roddick also analyzed the potential matchup from a tactical perspective. Rather than focusing only on reputation, he examined Eala's style of play. He pointed out that the young left-hander moves exceptionally well, changes direction with confidence, and uses the entire court to create difficult angles. Those qualities, he explained, could make any opponent uncomfortable, regardless of experience or achievements. The tennis community quickly embraced the discussion. Television analysts debated the possible encounter. Fans filled social media with predictions and excitement. In the Philippines, anticipation reached an entirely different level. Millions of supporters were proud to see one of their own competing on the biggest stage in tennis. Alex Eala had already accomplished something extraordinary. Her steady climb through the professional ranks had demonstrated years of hard work, discipline, and determination. Every tournament added valuable experience, and each important victory strengthened her confidence. She was no longer viewed simply as a promising junior player. She had become a genuine contender capable of challenging established stars. Wimbledon represented another important chapter in that journey. The tournament's rich history, famous traditions, and legendary center court have inspired generations of players. Every competitor dreams of performing well there, but only a select few truly leave a lasting impression. For Eala, simply earning a place among the tournament's top competitors represented years of sacrifice. Countless training sessions, international travel, difficult losses, and gradual improvements had brought her to this point. Behind every successful performance stood coaches, family members, and supporters who had believed in her long before the international spotlight arrived. As the tournament progressed, expectations naturally increased. Every victory attracted greater attention from broadcasters, journalists, and tennis fans around the world. Rather than allowing the growing spotlight to distract her, Eala continued approaching each match with the same calm professionalism that had become one of her defining characteristics. Her playing style made her particularly dangerous on grass courts. As a left-handed player, she naturally created unusual serving angles that forced opponents into uncomfortable positions. Combined with excellent footwork and intelligent shot selection, those strengths enabled her to compete effectively against higher-ranked opponents. Observers also praised another important quality: composure. Even during pressure-filled moments, Eala rarely appeared overwhelmed. Whether facing break points or serving to close out a set, she demonstrated maturity beyond her years. That mental strength often proved just as valuable as her physical abilities. As discussions about a possible meeting with Serena Williams continued, excitement only intensified. Williams remains one of the most accomplished athletes in tennis history, with an extraordinary collection of Grand Slam titles and unforgettable performances spanning more than 2 decades. The possibility of seeing an established legend share the court with one of tennis's brightest emerging stars naturally captured worldwide attention. Regardless of whether such a match would ultimately take place, one fact was already clear. Alex Eala had earned the respect of players, coaches, commentators, and fans through her performances. She was no longer being discussed merely as a future prospect. She had become an athlete capable of competing confidently on tennis's biggest stages. That growing respect represented one of the most significant achievements of her young career. Rankings rise and fall. Tournament results change from week to week. But earning recognition from the sport's most respected voices is something far more lasting. Alex Eala had accomplished exactly that, and Wimbledon provided another opportunity to continue writing her remarkable story. Belonged on the biggest stage in tennis. The Queen had withdrawn. Music, but the rising star was still standing, and her journey was far from over. The center court crowd had come to witness history. They left having witnessed something far more profound. The victory over Serena Williams wasn't just another win on Alex Eala's resume. Music, it was a statement, a declaration that the future of tennis had arrived, and it was wearing a smile from the Music Philippines. Earlier in the week, the tennis world had been buzzing with predictions. Former world number 4 Greg Rosicky had been unequivocal. I think Serena's going to get through Maya Joint, and I think Aya is going to win her opener as well. So that's going to be Serena and Aya in the second round. Andy Roddick had analyzed the matchup with the precision of a man who knew exactly, music, what both players were able of. Aya switches directions really well. He had said Aya can spread, music, the court, and she can play in both directions. This is a really hard one. Music, she can expose Serena, and expose her she did. But the significance of this victory extended far beyond the center court scoreline. Eala had just done what no Filipino had ever done before. She had walked onto the most iconic stage in tennis, music, and defeated the greatest champion of all time. She had carried the hopes of 115 million people on her shoulders. And she had delivered. The numbers, music, told a story that was impossible to ignore. Aya had entered the tournament with a composed 2,717 win-loss record in 2026, including a stunning 93 mark on grass. She had won the Birmingham Open earlier this month and followed it up with a semi-final run at the Berlin Music Open. She had beaten world number 2 Jelena Rybakina and number 8 Elena Svitolina. And now she had added the greatest name in tennis history to music, her list of victims. But for Aya, the victory was about something far, music, deeper than accolades. It was about what she had told reporters just days earlier. The Filipinos, we have such a strong sense of community. I feel like when one of us does well, or one of us is succeeding, we all have that shared sense of pride. Music, she wasn't just playing for herself. She was playing for every Filipino who music had ever been told they weren't enough. She was playing for every dream that had ever been dismissed. The tennis world erupted. The Aya era hashtag trended worldwide. Filipino flags filled the stands of center court. And Serena Williams, the 23-time Grand Slam champion, the woman who had defined an era of tennis, walked off the court with her head held high and her music legacy secure. Because that's what legends do. They recognize greatness when they see it. And on that day, on the hallowed grass of the All England Club, Serena Williams saw the future of tennis, music, and it was wearing a smile from the Philippines. The greatest champion of all time walked onto center court for her long-awaited comeback. The crowd was on its feet. History was waiting. And music then. A 21-year-old from Quezon City tore up the script. Serena Williams had waited nearly 4 years for this moment. A wild card entry, a 44-year-old defying age and logic, 7 Wimbledon trophies in her trophy case, 23 Grand Slams in her legacy, and in her way stood a young woman who was supposed to be just a stepping stone, a warm-up act for the Queen's coronation. Instead, Alex Eala did music the unthinkable. She didn't just compete, she conquered. She didn't just survive, she thrived. Point after point, game after game, she dismantled the Legends game with a precision that left the tennis world gasping. Music, the center court crowd, which had come to witness history, witnessed something far more shocking: the passing of a torch. When the final point landed, the silence was deafening. Music, and then the eruption. The numbers told a story that was impossible to ignore. Eala had entered the tournament with a composed 2,717 win-loss record in 2026, including a stunning 93 mark on grass. She had won the Birmingham Open earlier this month and followed it up with a semi-final run at the Berlin Open. She had beaten world number 2 Jelena Rybakina and number 8 Elena Svitolina. And now she had added the greatest name in tennis history to her list of victims. But for Eala, the victory was about something far deeper than accolades. It was about what she had told reporters just days earlier. The Filipinos, we have such a strong sense of community. I feel like when one of us does well, or one of us is succeeding, we all have that shared sense of pride. She wasn't just playing for herself. She was playing for every Filipino who had ever been told they weren't enough. She was playing for every dream that had ever been dismissed. The tennis world erupted. The Aya era hashtag trended worldwide. Filipino flags filled the stands of center court. And Serena Williams, the 23-time Grand Slam champion, the woman who had defined an era of tennis, walked off the court with her head held high and her legacy secure. Because that's what legends do. They recognize greatness when they see it. And on that day, on the hallowed grass of the All England Club, Serena Williams saw the future of tennis. And it was wearing a smile from the Philippines. Was this the greatest upset in Wimbledon history, or the beginning of a new era in tennis? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.